One. Heavenly Days, the Friday noontime webcast at noontime. You saw it here first, and maybe only. Welcome to the Friday noontime webcast. I'm Stevie Coyle, your gracious host, here at Mighty Fine Guitars in Lafayette, California, just 20 miles due east and slightly north of San Francisco, heart of the Tri-Cities area. With a guitar to show you today, as usual. Let me first, as usual, make sure that things are happening as they ought. Yep, looks like it. Good. Come on in, everybody. Let me do this and do that, and then we'll be all set. Oops, wrong direction. There we go. All right. It's a Huss and Dalton. H-U-S-S and Dalton, D-A-L-T-O-N, capital H, capital D. And it's a beaut. Huss and Dalton is one of those companies that set out to, essentially, they would never say this, but I will, to out-Martin Martin. Using traditional designs, as they call them, Martin designs, and doing them real good because they were handmade, essentially handmade. Here's one right here. Funny you should ask. Isn't it pretty? This is a T-O-M, the traditional O-M. Snake that one up a little bit. Cold here the past couple of days. Hard to keep the guitars in tune. I'll make my excuses early and often. Hi there, Hugh. Come on in. You win the first prize, the first in prize. 2 people in the room. Who's that second person? Enter and sign in, please. Once again, Stevie Coyle here, Mighty Fine Guitars with a Friday noontime webcast. A Huss and Dalton today from Staunton, Virginia, spelled Staunton, S-T-A-U-N-T-O-N, capital S. But pronounced Staunton, Staunton, Virginia. Founded by a couple of guys, one guy named Huss and another guy named Dalton. Huss has since retired. It's a peach. You know what? Let me tune this bad boy up. Let's chat in the meantime. How you been? What's happening? What's new in your new year? Anything happening significant in your life on the political front? Let's not. Everybody, you can tune up with me. Ah. Next one is a B. Now you probably have your own, but you know the kids around here taught me the cool mnemonic to remember the names of the strings from low to high. Check this out. Maybe you already know it. Eddie ate dynamite. Goodbye, Eddie. Poor Eddie. So whenever I need to refer to the open strings, I talk about Eddie. Eddie ate dynamite. Goodbye. And that's the only inelegant part of this, is that goodbye has to be split up into 2 words. E-A-D-G-B-E. Pretty cool, huh? What's your favorite mnemonic? Oh, cold and dry today. Hell on tuning. And yes, I'm using the IntelliTouch tuner. I'm using the Polytune. For some reason, I have fallen way out of love with Snark tuners. Sorry, Snark fans. And sorry, Snark, if you're online here. I don't know what happened, but the little indicator that shows you when you're in tune suddenly got really wide on the Snarks that I have anyway. And so wide that it's too forgiving. You're never quite in tune. Whereas with the IntelliTouch, now, I got myself the Polytune. I'm not sure why. It does one cool parlor trick where you can see what strings are out of tune just by strumming all the strings. Not particularly useful. The Unitune would be great, but this is the IntelliTouch Polytune or Unitune. Joe Bob says, check it out. Back to our program already in progress. Would you like to play the guitar? Bring your money home in a jar. Or would you from a coffee house or a bar? Or would you rather get a job? Oh, a job is the thing that makes you get out of bed and work every day until you're dead. Your back is aching and your brain is numb, and you just can't wait until the weekend comes. But if you don't want to steal or beg or rob, you're gonna have to get a job. Or would you like to play the guitar for a living, hardy or har, etc.? Get me off. Hi there, Larry Pattis. Hello. Very good. Nice to see you fellers. Come on in, come on in. This, of course, will be rebroadcast whenever you want. So if you're coming upon this sometime after, and I realize that there are only 5 people in the room today, it's probably because people know I never start on time. I blame myself. I rarely start on time, and today was that rare occasion to show you this here Huss and Dalton traditional OM rosewood. Rosewood back and sides, Sitka spruce top, lovely sunburst. And as you know, I'm a big sunburst fan. And it's a peach. Low mileage. And already it sounds this good. So this may sound salesmanly, but this is the worst this guitar will ever sound. How about that? Lots of power. The OM is the kind of the do-it-all great size. I had occasion to see my pal Eric Schoenberg of Eric Schoenberg Guitars, strangely enough, at the Amigo Guitar Show in San Rafael this past weekend. We had a nice chat. What a lovely, lovely fella. It's been his opinion for the longest time, since the 80s at least, and probably before, that the OM triple O size guitar is the kind of do-it-all great size guitar. And this was radical back then because we all had to have dreadnoughts. If it wasn't a dreadnought, it wasn't a guitar for a lot of folks. But he and Dana Bourgeois got together and talked to Martin and said, you know, best guitars you ever made were the OMs from the 30s. And the proof's in the pudding. Tons of these new builders that are represented here at Mighty Fine Guitars, and there are lots of them. Oh, their guitars and their expertise to that moment when Dana Bourgeois and Eric Schoenberg talked to Martin and said, OMs, man, OMs are great. Now, an OM and a triple O are the same size body, traditionally speaking, and this is a traditional OM. Flat tops, not a lot of arch involved in the body. The Huss and Dalton traditional OM is very OM-ish, which is to say, rather than a triple O, which would have the same size body, this has longer scale, 25.4-inch scale, and a wide fingerboard at 1 3/4 instead of 1 11/16. So, think of the triple O as slightly littler in those two dimensions, and the OM as slightly larger. So with a large scale, I'm always tempted to try a little alternate tuning. Nothing too crazy here. Oh, that settles in real nice. Lots of power.
Take that peach pie off of your sill. The Jersey Devil's got a sweet tooth on him, never been known to get his fill. And I thought I saw that Jersey Devil up the road and around the bend. Thought I saw that Jersey Devil dancing in his moccasins. Telling you, man, that ain't no bobcat screaming. Telling you, man, that ain't no tricky wind. Telling you, man, that I heard something. I don't ever want to hear it again. And I thought I saw that Jersey Devil up the road and around the bend. Thought I saw that Jersey Devil dancing in his moccasins. Wow, this is what an OM can do that a triple O can do, but arguably less successfully. At a given pitch, a shorter string is going to be easier to bend than a longer string. So when you have a long scale guitar like an OM and you tune it down, those two dropped strings are less likely to rattle on the frets because of their extra length at those given pitches. And that's one of the advantages of, aside from the wider fingerboard that finger stylers frequently like me. I just swung, some of you folks know and some of you don't, I was in double drop D tuning. The two E strings were dropped down to D, and now I'm in open G tuning. The A string, the Eddie 8, Dynamite, goodbye Eddie string 8, the A strings come down to G. But now since I've got a big old open tuning here, I probably want to drop the B string a little bit, because for whatever reason, the ear of the human being, at least the Western human being, is not very scientific. And when we as a Western culture took the octave and carved it up into 12 equal pieces, the ear resisted and said, nope, I still want to hear that 3 interval a little bit flat, which in a G chord is G is 1, A, B. The 3, the B string, I want to hear that 10 cents flat if I can get it. You can't get it on guitar unless you tune it down. On a fiddle, on a bass, on a cello, on variable pitch instruments like that don't have frets, you can do that. You can set those intervals. The ear can be even pickier and say, if I can be really picky here, excuse me, I'd really like to have that 5 interval a little bit sharp as well. Tougher to do. But when you swing into a G tuning, chances are your ear is going to like it better if you take that B string down just a little bit. This will happen in a D tuning with the D-A-D, F-sharp, A-D. This is getting pretty esoteric. I'm sorry if I'm leaving some of you folks behind. We'll resume the music in just a moment. D-A-D, F-sharp, A-D. That F-sharp note wants to come down a little bit. Dobro players know this. They uniformly tune their B strings. They've got GBD, GBD. They tune their B strings down, but particularly that unwound string up here, 10 cents flat, somewhat flat. It's a great tune. I should learn it. Well, anyway, folks, that's the traditional OMR for Rosewood from Huss and Dalton. It's this guitar is from 2016, I think. And I'll have this, all the info, all the pertinent info posted up online, PDQ. Stop by mightyfineguitars.com. There's stuff coming in and going out all the time. And if there's something that I have not reviewed off the website there, and you can always go over and check and see, it's all kind of, hit the Stevie Coyle Music, all one term, Stevie Coyle Music channel on YouTube, and see what I've reviewed and what I ain't. If I have reviewed it, chances are that listing on the website will say there's a video demo here. Demo for demonstration, not demolition, presumably. So stop by the website, check out, see what's there. There's all kinds of stuff coming and going. Next week, I think we're going to be featuring another Collings OM. We'll see what else comes in, but I wanted to feature this for you because I've been featuring a ton. For whatever reason, sunbursts have been coming in, and I love them visually. I may have told you about the guy that years ago stopped in and just stood on the mat just inside the door, looked around and pointed and said, "I'll take that one." I said, "Sure," and I was wrapping it up, putting it in the case, writing them up, and I said, "Gotta ask, just curious, why did you choose that guitar?" He said, "I don't have a sunburst yet." It was a hole on his wall of guitars that needed to be filled. People buy guitars for all kinds of reasons. Let me see who's here. Hello. Hi, Tim McGraw. Hi, John Wittenberg. Nice to see you. Lovely bolo tie, by the way. Espo, very good. John Howe, great builder. Charlie Simmons. Louis Debray, another great builder. It's Builder Central here today, folks. We reviewed one of Louis's guitars a week or two ago. So the place to look for these things is either on the website, on the listing for a given guitar, mightyfineguitars.com, nothing fancy about that, or over on the YouTube channel, Stevie Coyle Music, all one term, as the name of the YouTube channel. Well, hi there, Mike Stevens. Nice to see you as well. All right, well, I'm going to toddle along. Thanks very much for tuning in. I know I freaked some of you out by actually starting at noon today. I'm a little shook myself. I'll be all right. I'm going to open the shop back up and welcome the line of folks that are outside waiting to come in. Do feel free to stop by any Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. I'm open Thursdays and Fridays from 10 till 6. Saturdays I'm open 10 till 5. Like I say, if there's something you want to see that has not been reviewed online, hit me with a little email, just stevie@mightyfineguitars.com. I'll be glad to do one of these little sessions for you, either via Zoom, Skype, or FaceTime, whatever you like. And that's how things get done nowadays. It's all very modern. With that in mind, one last look at the Huss and Dalton traditional OMR, the TOMR. And we're asking $4,500 for this bad boy. And it's a peach. It's, like John Wittenberg says, I agree, monster sound. And it's brand new. It has very low, brand new in that it has low mileage. So this is the worst it's ever going to sound. And come in and play it, as well as the 70-odd guitars that are hanging on the wall next to it and around it. Stevie Coyle here at Mighty Fine Guitars. Thanks for tuning in to the Friday noontime Facebook webcast. See you down the road, folks. There's my crotch.